Welcome friends, welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're going to do another ice cream recipe. And this one I'm pretty excited about because we're going to use absinthe. It's going to be an anise flavored ice cream because anise is the major flavor component in absinthe. And if you're worried about using absinthe because it's got alcohol in it and you don't want to put alcohol in your ice cream, I'm just going to remind you for a moment that vanilla extract is 40% alcohol. So anywhere that you're using it now in your baking or in making ice cream, that alcohol is already in there. So using absinthe really isn't much different because alcohol is a great way to carry flavor. It extracts flavor and it carries it extremely well. And that's why it's used in all of these other flavorings. So it's in a lot of things that you already eat, and you probably aren't thinking about it because it just doesn't come to your brain. Which means I'm also going to explore some of these other liqueurs as flavoring agents for ice creams in the future. So in this pot, I've put whipping cream and milk. This is skim milk powder. I put that in because it is high in protein, and that protein gives us a smoother texture in the finished ice cream. I'm also going to put in a little bit of corn syrup, because corn syrup is an invert sugar. Invert sugar changes the temperature that water turns to ice crystals, and it makes the ice crystals smaller. The smaller the ice crystals, the smoother your ice cream. These are tiny little tricks that help you make ice cream at home that is as good or better than anything you'll get at any ice cream shop. So I'm just going to stir this together over medium-high heat. I want to bring this up to probably 160, 170 degrees Fahrenheit. In here I have 5 egg yolks, and to that I'm going to add sugar, and we'll just whisk this together. Okay, the milk and cream mixture has come up to a really good temperature. So now we temper the egg yolks, a little bit of cream at a time, whisking furiously, a little bit of cream, whisk, spill everywhere at the same time. I always do, can't get away from it. Mostly because you don't want to put the hot cream in too quickly. You don't want to scramble the eggs. So that's good enough. Put the pot back on the heat and put this mixture back into the pot. Now we want to bring this up to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. At that temperature, you've pasteurized the egg, and you've also created the custard texture that we're looking for in the finished ice cream. So we've reached 175. I'm going to pour this back into the glass jug. And I'm going to let it come to room temperature before we add the absinthe. Okay, the mix has cooled down quite a bit. Maybe not quite room temperature. But I did want to bring it down from that 170 degrees because I didn't want to drive off the volatile flavor compounds from the absinthe. You should always do the same thing when you're putting in a flavoring extract, especially like vanilla. Let it cool down before you put it in, just so you get the full flavor. So I'm going to do, that's 2 tablespoons. Let's do somewhere between 3 and 4. Not enough to knock your socks off, but enough to get the flavor in there. So I'm going to stir that together. I'm going to put this in the fridge, and I'm going to let it chill right down. I'm probably not going to come back to this until tomorrow before I put it into the ice cream machine. And once everything is cooled down, we just put the mixture into the ice cream freezer. Give your mix a really good stir before you pour it in, just so there aren't too many clumps. And away we go. And when it was halfway frozen, I tipped in some chocolate chips. And maybe a few more.
Hey, my timing's
Jules.
perfect as always.
Ice
Hey,
cream.
friends.
Ice cream that's, there's no wax listed on our Swix. It's so hot in here. It's over 40, so our wax thing says that
Already
there's,
melting.
yeah.
Stop talking. Eat. It's melting.
Ice cream.
That's refreshing,
Yeah.
but
That's
not
really
super
good.
sweet.
No. That's
But
really
I'm having
good.
a hard time putting my finger on the flavor. It's like I recognize it.
Absinthe.
Why would I recognize absinthe as a flavor? Where else would I find it?
Anise. So the main flavor in absinthe is anise.
Okay, so that's why. It's the anise part.
And there's also fennel in it as well.
Okay.
Wormwood. And
As he runs off to the ingredient list. And
67.5% alcohol.
all right.
So-
the very best kind of ice cream.
But it's super smooth. It is super smooth. So there's a whole bunch of reasons because we put in the invert sugar and we put in the milk powder. But that alcohol content really makes it smooth.
What? Okay, so then what do you call this ice cream? I mean, do those things that you put in there all make a specific drink, or?
Nope. Nope. I didn't think of that. Cocktail ice creams.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't steal that idea until I can make some.
You know?
Although I'm sure someone else is already doing everything. There's nothing new. Absolutely nothing new. This shows up on a whole bunch of ice cream parlor ice cream lists as crazy things. And as I did research into it, they're just adding anise and fennel. They're not actually using
Absinthe?
absinthe because in a lot of places, absinthe is still regarded as something that you shouldn't drink.
Well, my ice cream's almost gone. So clearly I like it. So
Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.